Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 20th edition of Carolina Week,
we'll explain how the loss of one transfer student's mother has prompted debate about the safety of bunk beds on campus.
And how the bravery of 3 students changed the face of UNC's campus.
In sports, we break down the football team's defensive problems and recap a busy weekend in Olympic sports.
Weathercaster John Boyer will tell us if we can expect these unseasonal temperatures to last into the weekend.
All that, and I'll tell you what it's really like to audition to be a Disney princess.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Safety officials remind us constantly to walk in groups and always be on guard, both on campus and off. Good evening, I'm Megan Cassell.
And I'm Eddie Sykes. Those warnings rarely include staying on guard while you're asleep. But you might want to because of a hazard related to a very common piece of furniture. You see lofted beds in dorm rooms.
Has lofted her bed for 2 years now and says it's the only way to fit 2 beds into her room. To get to her bed is something like a jungle gym, climbing onto her desk to get up and making a similarly risky descent or simply jumping the whole 7 feet down.
I think so. I mean, I've always wanted to. My freshman year, it's something I really wanted to do. I never got around to it. Yeah. Now that I know they're available, I probably will get one.
Okay. With roughly 8,500 beds on campus, dorms are a popular choice for students from first years to seniors. However, recent events have brought the issue of bunk bed safety to light, as a woman visiting her daughter died falling from a bed on campus last month. Since the event, there have been mixed reactions on campus, with housing being deluged with requests for safety rails, and many others still unaware that they even exist.
No, we don't have any safety rails.
Okay, will you get one or leave it?
We haven't heard about getting any safety rails or if we have the option to.
Heard of people falling off before, but they had never gotten seriously injured.
Yeah. They told us when we first moved in, they just said, hey, if you want a safety rail, just let us know and we can get it for you. So you just did that.
Assistant Director of Housing, Rick Bradley, says his department has always publicised the availability of these rails, despite the fact that there aren't enough for everyone on campus.
You would think that something like this would occur, so to have a requirement where these are all on every bed has never been the issue.
Tragically for transfer student Jessie Sykes, it's already too late. No one has seen the 19-year-old biology major from Hope Springs on campus since the accident that claimed the life of her 49-year-old mother, Donna. It took the university 2 weeks to publicise the fact that this tragic event had occurred, leaving some students claiming that they'd been deliberately left in the dark on such an important issue regarding their safety. In Chapel Hill, I'm Gabriella Singh for Carolina Week.
The Department of Housing is still discussing what the policy about safety rails will be.
Funding to create a satellite campus for UNC has come to a standstill. Carolina North construction hasn't started because of a lack of funding from the state as well as private investors. If the funding comes through, the new facility will be located 2 miles north of main campus, where the Horace Williams Airport currently sits. Officials hope the project will help UNC form partnerships with the government and private companies while promoting research. The university hopes the project will be complete no later than 2014. Major changes could soon be coming to downtown Chapel Hill. Town Council presented a draft of the Downtown Development Framework and Action Plan recently. The plan outlines how downtown will develop in the next 5 to 8 years. Community members came out to Town Hall to voice their opinions. Several area residents spoke out against redeveloping parts of the historical district. The plan includes more parking and better traffic flow, additional housing and retail, and a better transit system.
The Daily Tar Heel is in a new downtown office years after being in the same spot on campus. The newspaper office is at 151 East Rosemary Street with a space more than double the previous location. It features a multimedia studio, a conference room, and digital editing suites, as well as larger spaces for advertising staff. The DTH office was in the student union for 40 years before it was moved to its new location. Staff members agree that the new space allows them to work more comfortably with each other, and they say they still feel as connected as ever to the campus community. Student Congress will be holding a special election tomorrow to fill vacant positions. These students are running for the District 2, 3, 4, and 6. No candidates are running for 2 vacant seats in District 8. Student Congress expects those positions to be filled by write-ins. Voting begins at 7 a.m. and runs until 10 p.m. To vote, go to my.unc.edu.
This year's homecoming concert could be a big hit among Carolina students. More than 400 students snaked around dividers in the Union as they waited to purchase Passion Pit concert tickets. Some students lined up 4 hours before tickets went on sale. Carolina Union Activities Board members placed orange wristbands on students as they entered the Great Hall, and students stood in line until the box office opened. From reading to crosswords and texting, students found creative ways to pass the time as they waited. There are still some upper-level seats available for the October 29th concert. UNC has a diverse campus today because of one act 55 years ago. 3 students broke the segregation rules at Carolina and changed the makeup of the student body. Reporter Kirsten Garris has more about their story and their impact on Carolina history.
John Brandon, Leroy Frazier, and Ralph Frazier were the first 3 African-American students enrolled at the undergraduate level at UNC. The 3 returned to campus to celebrate the 55th anniversary of desegregation and recount some of the challenges they faced as trailblazers on campus.
And sometimes, people would speak, other times they wouldn't. But it didn't bother me because I was on the way to where I was going anyway.
Ralph Frazier said as a student, it wasn't obvious how important their presence would be. But years later, he can appreciate how the campus has changed.
That's rewarding, and makes you feel good that you may have had some impact on that happening. It's certainly a significant accomplishment.
55 years ago, Steele Building was the home of John Brandon and the 2 Frazier brothers while they were at UNC. But despite the isolation they faced from most students, the 3 men continued to persevere and didn't let bitterness get in the way. Ralph's son, Keith Frazier, said his father and his classmates endured more pain than students really understand to make advancement possible.
They refused to be told that they couldn't go to this school because they were black. And as a result, as painful as it was, it's created the opportunity in this great institution that it is.
Chancellor Holden Thorpe welcomed the 3 former students back to campus and calls them heroes in Carolina history.
Well, I thank them for being pioneers and for understanding the path that we had to go through to get to where we've been and being willing to come back and help us as we think about how to move to the future.
Frazier said he's happy with what he sees at UNC today.
Very proud, very, very pleased that things have changed and are continuing to change and evolve. Kudos to the university.
And many at the university would say kudos to the 3 of them. In Chapel Hill, I'm Kirsten Garris, Carolina Week.
All 3 former students received special recognition at the beginning of the football game Saturday.
Well, how does sweet potato beer sound to you?
Coming up, we'll take you inside a brewery that uses local produce in a unique way.
There's a monster in my bathtub. There's one on the couch. There's a monster on my bed.
Keep innocent things from triggering an asthma attack.
Please make the monsters go away.
Learn how to stop their asthma attacks at noattacks.org.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. All those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Movement, along with weight loss Plus, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
For the next week, Orange County libraries are turning canned goods into currency. Through September 28th, patrons will be able to pay off their overdue book fines with non-perishable food items. Each good donated equals $1 off overdue fines, and there's no limit to the number of items a person can donate. All donations will go to help Orange congregations in mission. The group plans to use the goods to help replenish local food pantries.
The first home football game this year means more than the beginning of ACC play. It also marks the beginning of a new sustainability program for tailgaters called Ramsey's Recycles. The Office of Waste Reduction and Recycling knows Tar Heel tailgating means food, fun, and fans. However, the OWRR wants fans to think about going green, too. Last football season, stadium fans and tailgaters generated a total of 60 tons of trash and 22 tons of recyclables. This season, volunteers walked to every tailgating lot before all home football games to pass out green bags to encourage fans to recycle. Organizers hope the program starts a trend of sustainability at home football games.
1 month after it opened, Full Steam Brewery is offering an alternative way of making beer. Reporters Kelly Lynch and Emily Kennard take us through the creative brewing process in our new segment, Brew of the Week.
It's about more than just beer at Full Steam Brewery. For the recently opened Durham establishment, it's about crafting a product that is both unique and close to home. The brewers incorporate local fruits and vegetables into their beer, creating one-of-a-kind flavors.
We basically say that we ferment what we forage. So we're out sourcing and looking for different North Carolina produce, if you will.
Chris Davis, the zymologist, otherwise known as brewmaster, arrives at 5:30 a.m. every day to start the process. For each different flavor, various produce is added in at separate stages. For example, to make the Summer Basil Farmhouse Ale, he adds fresh basil brought in from a farm in Hillsborough during the final stage when the beer is boiled.
The payoff is fun. You get to drink beer at the end of the day, and it's a wonderful thing.
Another step in the process is removing excess wheat. The wheat is locally grown and is one of 5 main ingredients used in brewing. As a way to incorporate the community, Wilson employed local residents to collect and bring in different fruits and vegetables harvested in the area.
It's not a hard sell to brew a beer with sweet potatoes or figs or pears. People get it, people are excited about it.
Next month, First Frost Wild Persimmon, made with fruit harvested from a 50-year-old tree in Chatham County, will be available for tasting.
Until next time, it's Emily and Kelly. And remember, every good beer has a good story. Cheers.
Full Steam Brewery is open Wednesday through Sunday. The brewery encourages customers to bring food from local restaurants to enjoy with their drinks. Well, weathercaster John Boyer joins us in the studio. John, it's still really hot out there.
But doesn't fall start on Wednesday?
You know, the calendar is about to say fall, but the weather still feels like summer. So coming up after all the break, I'll let you know whether you can pull the t-shirts and shorts back into the closet or whether you can finally get away with sweaters and cardigans. Stay tuned.
Escucha Smokey antes de tratar. Solo tú. No juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. No hay nada pero un pobre conejo asustado a un pobre ratón sin casa en que vivir. Si lo hermoso bosque es lo que deseas, no juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. Solo tú puedes prevenir los fuegos forestales. ¡Fuego!
So, you're looking for help with your mortgage. Worried about foreclosure? We can help you keep your house. All we ask for in return is that you submit to our plans for galactic domination. Sign.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
This log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm John Boyer. Walking around campus, some of the trees are beginning to turn yellow and gold. Is it a sign of fall? No, it's just a sign that it's really dry outside. And unfortunately, the weather system responsible for bringing us all of those dry conditions and hot conditions, those summer-like temperatures, it will persist through at least the next week. And we could be developing, well, actually, we're in a drought, and we'll talk about the status of that at the moment. And normally we would start out with the radar, but there's nothing to show you. So here's the satellite picture, and as you can see, clear skies from Colorado and Kansas all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean to Bermuda. That's all thanks to an area of high pressure dominating the eastern half of the United States. One feature I will point out here, this little cold front that's just to the south of North Carolina as we speak. Behind it, there is some drier air. This front will not bring us the chance for any kind of clouds or any kind of rain showers. So as we go through the overnight period, you'll notice that things will become much more comfortable by the time we reach the wake-up hours. Our temperature will be 60 degrees. It's about 9 degrees cooler than it was this morning, and mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, once again, mostly clear skies. Our temperatures will be very similar to today with a high of 90 degrees. Not much of a chance of rain. Nothing in the sky really, just some light easterly winds. And here's the surface map tomorrow. We've got that high pressure still in control, and that's about the way it's been the past several weeks, and that's kind of why it's been so hot. This high pressure will stick with us even through Friday and Saturday. Through the weekend, we might see a system come down from Canada and cool us off a little bit, but no guarantee of any rain with that one just yet. Let's take a look at the drought situation. This map is colored to show us what the different status is in each county. So throughout Wake County and Greensboro and Charlotte, that yellow color tells us that it's just abnormally dry. The tan color through parts of Orange, Durham, Chatham, and Alamance County, and going off into the east, that's a moderate drought. And also this one darker orange shade up here near the Roanoke Rapids area, that means a severe drought is developing. And as long as we don't get any rain, we'll see these areas persist and expand. In fact, RDU is checking in with a rainfall deficit of about 8 inches. That's 8 inches under for the year. And normally about this time of year, we would expect that the tropics would be a good source of rainfall. But as you can see, the 3 systems that we have out there, well, they're actually moving away. Igor just brushed by Bermuda last night and caused a little bit of damage, but it's weakening, moving off to the northeast. Same can be said for Julia. Out here, this might become Lisa sometime soon, but it's not going to be that strong. And if it is, it will only move to the north and west and then once again turn out to sea. So our conditions remain sunny and clear. Not a very significant chance of rain through any of the next 5 days, perhaps Saturday and Sunday, but you'll have to tune in on Wednesday when Joe will talk about that. Our temperature trend sees us above average. In fact, about 15 degrees above average come Thursday, where we see a high of 95 degrees. Other than that, flirting with 90s all throughout the week. Our low temperatures will also be above average, mostly in the mid to upper 60s. So, we talked about fall coming. Some of the computer models indicate that that might be in the forecast for next week. Some of them don't say that. So we'll have to wait and see whether we can actually see some of that cooler weather get in here.
Well, I sure hope it comes soon.
Me too. Thanks a lot, John.
All right.
Well, foster animals from Chatham Animal and Rescue Education are leaving or feeling the love after an event this weekend. A number of people and their pets came together for the 9th annual Wolf-A-Palooza in Pittsburgh Saturday. The event raises money for animals waiting to be adopted. Pets of all shapes and sizes participated in a 1-mile walk and a variety of contests. Humans chowed down on a number of different treats, and the hot dogs enjoyed some treats of their own. Groomers were also on hand to pamper the high-maintenance pups, and fortunately, after a long day in the sun, there was still plenty of time to catch a nap.
Sportscaster Justin Page joins us now in the studio. Justin, it was a rough weekend for our football team.
I know, I didn't really enjoy seeing us lose on Saturday.
No, absolutely not. Unfortunately, football team falls to 0-2, but there were some other teams in action this weekend. They were able to pick up some wins. But getting back to the football team coming up after the break, we'll show you just how much the defense misses its stars.
Ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Have you ever considered, I don't know, getting it waxed?
Waxed?
Yeah.
Bro, that's a little weird.
I don't know. Doesn't seem that weird to me.
Just keep shaving my back, okay?
Oh, dude, can I get a bite? What? With my spoon? It's disgusting.
Yes, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Justin Page. After losing to Georgia Tech on Saturday, the UNC football team is now 0-2 for the first time in the Butch Davis era. One reason for that might be the ongoing NCAA investigations, which have sidelined 11 players, 7 of whom are starters. And if the first 2 games are any indication, the investigations are taking their toll on the defense.
In 2009, UNC's defense picked up the slack for an inefficient offense. But while the offense has bounced back so far in 2010, the defense has struggled to keep opponents out of the end zone. In 2 games against LSU and Georgia Tech, the defense has allowed 60 points and has had trouble preventing big plays. But its struggles aren't surprising. The NCAA investigations have decimated a unit that was supposed to return 9 starters. Eligibility questions have sidelined 6 starters, including defensive lineman Robert Quinn and Marvin Austin, and defensive backs Charles Brown, Deontay Williams, and Kendrick Burney. Coach Butch Davis says missing so many players has limited the team's options.
I mean, obviously you'd love to be able to play, 18, 20, 22 guys. I mean, and, depth becomes a major factor in a game like this.
However, depth isn't a concern for Carolina at the linebacker position. Seniors Quan Sturdivant and Bruce Carter have picked up right where they left off last season and make up perhaps the nation's best linebacking core. Carter says for the defense to improve, players must focus on the little things.
You just got to go out there. You got to be disciplined every play. You can't try to do someone else's job. I mean, it can be difficult at times, but you just got to stay focused.
And for now, the team will focus on the players it has. Coach Davis says he's proud of the way his players are handling adversity.
This is what I will tell you. I mean, the only thing, the measure of a man and the measure of a team and the measure of your players, are they giving you everything that they can, and are they getting better? And the answer to both of those is yes, as far as I'm concerned.
The team will try to pick up its first win of the season this Saturday when the Heels head up to Rutgers. We'll update you if officials clear any of the ineligible players this week. The field hockey team played 2 games this weekend, and the Heels kept their winning streak alive, but not without meeting a little competition. The ladies faced Old Dominion University on Friday. Both teams struggled to score early on, but in the first half, the Heels got it going. Actually, right there, you're seeing the women's soccer score, and we'll go ahead and jump into what they did this weekend. They faced Middle Tennessee State in their first game, and there we go. We got our field hockey highlights back. Anyway, against ODU, the Heels were able to score a goal early on, but the ODU would come right back and tie the score. Neither team would find the back of the net for another 46 minutes. But this goal right here by senior Jen Slocum put the Heels up 2-1, and another quick goal by Caitlin Van Sickle sealed the deal. Heels won 3-1. And on Sunday, the Heels faced William and Mary, and this game wasn't nearly as competitive. The Heels scored a quick goal and never looked back. And while the Lions tried to get back in the game, the Heels kept them scoreless and got the win 5-0. The win against William and Mary was the 4th shutout for the field hockey team this season. The volleyball team is feeling pretty good after hosting the 2010 Tar Heel Classic this weekend. Friday night, Carolina took on Ball State and posted impressive numbers against the Cardinals. Watch Kayla Behringer with the kill right here. No way you're stopping that. Behringer and Courtney Johnson had 12 kills apiece. And on defense, the Tar Heels notched a season-high 87 digs. Shelby Bailey registers one of the 12 blocks the Heels would earn. And here's Christine Vaughn. Watch this. Rejected. The Tar Heels won 3-1. And then the Heels doubled up on Saturday after beating App State. The Carolina Tar Heels faced the Temple Owls. Early on right here, Emily McGee attacks the Owls with the kill. McGee led the offensive effort with 12 of Carolina's 43 kills. And the Owls didn't win a set on the Heels. Carolina gets the sweep. Carolina improved its record to 9-4, and the Heels are now on a 5-match winning streak. Now, getting back to the women's soccer team, they will enter ACC play this week undefeated, thanks in part to the Heels' solid play at the Duke Nike Invitational. After routing Middle Tennessee State 7-1 in Durham on Friday, the Tar Heels return to Duke's campus to take on the 5th-ranked Florida Gators. Big game Sunday afternoon. And after a scoreless first half, the Tar Heels were the first to get on the board. Now watch this. Alyssa Rich takes a shot, and it hits the defender. But here's the thing. The ball had already crossed the goal line. That counts as a goal. Heels fans are happy. And later on, here's Rebecca Krabs setting up Elizabeth Birchenall for the Carolina's second goal. And the Gators, they sure were frustrated, but never answered. And the Tar Heels hang on for a 2-0 win. The number 4 men's soccer team is now 3-1 overall and 2-0 in the ACC. The Tar Heels outlasted the Blue Devils on Friday night in Durham. Freshman Bruno Castro scored his very first goal as a Tar Heel in the 79th minute on a picture-perfect assist from UNC defender Josh Rice. And with that win, UNC takes an early lead in the Carlisle Cup. That game gives the Heels 1 point in the tally. The next game in the Cup is this Saturday night when the field hockey team travels to Duke to take on the Blue Devils. So we certainly wish the ladies the best of luck. Got to get those wins against the Blue Devils. Always a sweet thing.
Yeah, always love seeing Duke go down.
Best of luck to them.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are a lot of Carolina girls who work on this news program, and each one is a princess in her own right, including my co-anchor, Megan Cassell.
Well, thanks, Eddie. But I'm hoping someone named Nikki will be calling me a princess soon. We'll explain why after the break.
If you have a story idea, call Carolina Week at 919-843-8292 or email us at carolinaweek@unc.edu. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNC-CH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27599. Be sure to check out Carolina Week and Carolina Connection online at carolinaweek.org.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. Megan, you just got back from New York City where you had the chance to audition for a very special role.
That's right, Eddie. My journey to become a Disney princess started with a mad dash from UNC to RDU to catch my flight to New York. I made it to the gate at the same time as the plane and quickly boarded flight 1108.
Okay, this is JetBlue Airways flight number 1108, service to New York JFK. Welcome aboard.
Having a camera with me helped me meet a lot of people on the plane.
North Carolina. Just got off from work.
And the train.
It's called the Air Train service, and it's supposed to take you to the subway station. It only costs $5. It's a lot cheaper than taking a cab to Manhattan.
One deserted station and a sketchy subway ride later, and the first part of my journey was complete.
So I finally made it on my way back. It took me 3 hours on the subway to get to Julia's apartment, but her apartment is amazing. Anyways, I am all dressed and ready to go and about to leave to find my audition place so I can be a Disney princess.
So right now I'm at Pearl Studios. I'm number 133 to audition for Disney Cruise Line, and I am waiting. I have my book, I have my team.
And I had good company while waiting for this man to call my name.
And we're just waiting to be called, and hopefully we get through. And just waiting to audition for Disney Princess. See, just waiting here. I got here before everybody else, so I'm a little bit earlier than everybody else, but still it's a long wait.
And they could only take people from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And in all of that time, they only got through 130 people, and even some of those people left, so it's probably really less than that. And I was the last person. So relieved to be able to do it.
Wow, Megan, that is quite a trip. When do you hear back?
You know, he said not to hold our breath. It might be a week, a month, or maybe even next year, but it was a great experience.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.